think we're going. I think we're live. What do I do now? I'm just kidding. I know what I'm doing. Hi guys, Kendra Cole here. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited. I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I have push play. I'm terrified. I'm nervous. So if I talk a lot, now you know why. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I promise I'll insert better theme music because that was awful. Yes, I'm drinking coffee. Delicious, delicioso. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, you think I'm a crazy person right now, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So this is my channel to basically tell you about my makeup journey. So let's get started. I already on my face have some moisturizer. I did my morning skincare routine. I also have my sunscreen on, so I'm pretty much like ready to go. So I'm just gonna start doing some primer and moving forward. But this isn't gonna really be a tutorial, so obviously you can watch me do makeup. Obviously we know in the land of YouTube that there's a million trillion tutorials out there. Juno & Co. Moonshine Primer. So I'm just gonna kind of get in here, and but the big thing I really wanted to start off today doing, I've used all of this. This is the Tatcha Silk Canvas, but it's a sampler from Sephora. So it's the little one because I'm cheap. I guess I should stay on topic. Maybe, would that be helpful? Would that be helpful? Probably helpful. I really wanted to, today, I just felt like the best place to start was to begin with my makeup journey and how I'm here. How in the heck did I get here? And so a lot of you, like I said, don't even necessarily know who I am, which makes sense. I've only been on YouTube for a minute. Actually, at this point, watching this video, I haven't been on YouTube at all. So that goes to show how most of you probably don't know me. I am also a mother of a 2.5-year-old at this point, and she's the love of my life. That's kind of the beginning of my makeup journey, actually, but I'll start a little ways back. So growing up, I very rarely wore makeup. I'm starting off with doing like a Maybelline Lasting Fix, just as an extra layer on my skin. My name is Kendra Cole. Like I said, I'm married to a wonderful man named Casey, and my beautiful little girl is named Emery. My mom never wore makeup. Makeup was never something my mom, still to this day, she wore mascara on my wedding day, I think was about maybe some blush. But that's like the extent of what my mom's ever worn on her face. She's just never really liked makeup, and so she's never worn it, which is totally cool. So I never really had it. It was never something like, it's interesting. My daughter right now is like obsessed with makeup brushes and fake makeup, and it was never really my life. I like to dress up. You're gonna find out very quickly. I'm a theater girl, so I'm very theatrical. Can you tell? No way. Where am I starting? Can I start, please? Can we just put something on my freaking face? Okay. I'm using this Maybelline, you know, it's all over YouTube. It's like the most popular Maybelline concealer in the whole world. Maybe drugstore even. But this is the color correcting one. So it's actually a little bit more pinky. I'm going to use this first to get some of my dark spots because it cancels out the blue. So I have a little bit down here and right here. Okay. As I blend that out. So I never really had much of, sorry, ignore me, a makeup journey for a long time. It wasn't until maybe middle school, I want to say middle school, that makeup kind of entered my world. And it wasn't very much makeup. And again, that's not to say like my mom wouldn't let me get little things here or there. Oh, she just didn't want me to be like really thick eyeliner and like crazy color eyeshadow and that kind of thing. And like they always tease like, oh, your dad's not gonna like it. But like my dad never really cared. My mom did. My dad didn't really seem to care. Maybe he did, he just didn't tell me. But so I remember my first eyeshadow was like a light baby blue, which was very popular in the 90s, early 2000s when I first started doing makeup. Oh, by the way, I'm old, so that's a good place to start here too. Everyone's like, well, who's your market audience for your YouTube channel? I have no idea, because I'm like too old for the young crowd and too young for the old crowd. And anyway, so I'm somewhere in the middle. So if you're in the middle, let me know down below. You don't have to tell me your age. That's not what I meant. Anyway, so can you tell I'm nervous? Really? No way. I could never tell. And oh, and it had like a really white, like it was a white powder and it had like little shimmers in it. I'm pretty sure I got it from Claire's. And that was like my first eyeshadows. I remember it very specifically. But I remember I started to wear eyeliner and I got in trouble for wearing eyeliner. So my mom was like, no more eyeliner. You're not wearing eyeliner anymore. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And really it wasn't until like high school that my mom was like, why don't you wear eyeliner? And I'm like, because you told me not to. I was that kid. I was like the goody goody two shoes who always did everything. Shishito foundation. I did not want to love this because this is right here in my hand is a $50 foundation. And I love it so much. Why do I want it? I'm fine. Okay, I got it. My mother-in-law, who's incredible, always gets us like a $50 gift card to wherever we want. No, $100 gift card to wherever we want. And so every year I always get Sephora because I want foundation I can't just like go and spend money on all the time. So this was a big spend this year and I didn't want to love it. I really didn't. So, but it was like literally high school before my mom's like, why don't you wear eyeliner? I'm like, because you told me not to. And she's like, Kendra, you're 14, 15 years old. You can wear eyeliner now, right? So she's like, I still would prefer you not going crazy with it, but you're kind of old enough to pick whatever makeup style you want. I also remember in middle school though, or maybe it was high school. It must have been like young high school because there was a girl who sat on my bus. I truly don't remember her name. She lived up the street from me and she sat in my seat with me. And oh, what was her name? She was not that I should say it on YouTube, even if I thought of it, but she was so sweet. And she was a little younger than me. And her mom was very, very like, no makeup. And this is like the most rebellious thing I did as a kid. I remember I would do her makeup on the bus on the way to school and then help her take it off before we got to school. I know, isn't that awful? I did not respect her mother's wishes. But don't get me wrong, we didn't do like crazy makeup, but it was so rebellious of me. But yeah, so then high school, it was literally like, sometimes I would wear a little foundation if it was like a special occasion, or I also was a theater kid, so I did a lot of makeup that way too. Going in with a beauty blender and just gonna even this out. And I did do mascara every day. I'm blonde. It's kind of hard to tell now because my hair has gotten so dark in my old age and I dye it now. I've always been blonde, thus having really, really light eyelashes. So like right now, I look like I have none. I have some, not very many, but I do have some eyelashes. So I've always pretty much worn mascara. That's always been a part of my journey, but never really the other stuff. Again, for special occasions, I would do stuff. For stage, obviously, I would do a lot. But like to school, and we had really early start time for school too, so that didn't help. Then I went to college. And college was pretty much the same deal. Actually, I would say I wore less makeup in college just because my classes, I just didn't really care and it wasn't really my jam. So really through college, again, mascara every now and then, but for the most part, unless it was a special occasion, I didn't wear a lot of makeup. So that's the majority of my journey. And it wasn't until I entered the workforce that I obviously started to wear some makeup. See, isn't that so beautiful? Oh, I love this foundation so much. Okay, now I'm gonna do, the hydrating camo. I have both camo concealers, but this is the hydrating one. This is light. This is what I'm gonna use to brighten. So when I entered the workforce, this was more of I felt obligated to wear makeup just because I thought it was more professional. you know, I was paid to cover up any acne I had. And I will also say this was the time, it was like kind of towards the end of my college life, which I know is kind of strange because a lot of people struggle with their acne like through high school. Like that's where a lot of people do. But for me, I actually struggled with acne my early 20s. So my last year of college or so, and my first entering the workforce. So thus I started wearing foundation every day because I really was struggling with my acne, and I had gone to see a lot of people about it, and I really could never find something that worked for me. And I found stuff that would last a little while, honestly, and all of those things defend, including a dermatologist and some of those special places that I went to or some lines that I used. I was not very consistent. I was pretty lazy when it came down to it, and had a lot to do with I had early mornings a lot of the time in the workforce. I worked very, very hard when I first, because again, I did theater, so I had several jobs. I had about 5 jobs when I entered. If I say workforce one more time, I'm gonna stab myself in the eye with this. I'm sorry. When I started working, I had about 5 or 6 jobs, depending on the time it was. And again, I did theater, so a lot of my jobs were kind of supplemental. But I worked so much. I was up early, I went to bed late, and so I just really wasn't good at having any kind of skincare routine, which probably didn't help my skin, obviously. Something that I am working so hard now, and I'm hoping that with my channel, you'll see that and kind of see like my transformation of my skin. That will be a video. If you want it to be, comment down below. Oh, I'm just kidding. It's going to be a video whether you want it to be or not. So I started to wear makeup. And again, it was usually just like a foundation, maybe a little bit of a blush and mascara. And that was usually my go-to. And again, at this point, I really felt like in my life, I had to. That it was more professional, that I needed to cover up my very flawed skin. And it was kind of my way of genuinely, not to be like dramatic, but hiding some of the things I was trying to hide on my face, because I didn't have the time to really take care of the problem, which was my skin and my hormones and so on. But I didn't have the time to do that. So I turned to makeup, and I just thought it was more professional. And so that was my life for a very, very long time. Again, there were times that I genuinely enjoyed doing my makeup for fun as well, so I don't want it to sound like that. But for the most part, I did my makeup every single day because I thought I had to. So I'm just blending out that Hydrating Camo Concealer. Again, it's just brightening up some of my spots. Oh, it looks so good. I love these products. And again, I'm still experimenting. I love to play with makeup. We're getting there. But right now, this is just the routine I really, really love. Next time, I promise to have like my stuff here, so I'm not like, honey, come to my cart here. Fenty Girl, she is my cream bronzer. I just started using cream bronzer, and I'm obsessed with it so much. So this time, I'm taking my blue Beauty Blender. This is the one I'm going to use for my bronzer. You can tell I used it. I did just wash it, but it's darker, so sorry. I meet my husband and we get married. Again, very much still the same place that I've been at, where I got married at 26. So we were married a year, and we decided, hey, let's have a baby. And so we did. We got pregnant, and actually sadly, our first sweet little baby, we call them baby Elle. We were almost 12 weeks pregnant when we lost him or her. We didn't know. So we lost our sweet angel baby. And I decided with my work schedule, I just would prefer having my child closer to the summer months. And that was something I really, really wanted to do. And baby Elle was scheduled right on time, but of course, it's not about our plan, right, my friends? So God had a very different plan for our lives. So thus, I decided in December, I really want a baby. And again, that will be a whole video for another time as well. But we decided, okay, let's go ahead and try again. So we did. And 9 months later, we have our, actually 10, it's fine. We have in September, our sweet little baby girl, Emery. And she changed my whole life, my whole world in every way. Like everyone says, oh, becoming a mom is, you can't even understand until you have one. It's just like, and again, it doesn't necessarily be physically, just when you have a child that you call your own, like it changes your world, and the love you have for them is just crazy. So I had Emery, and when we had Emery, this is kind of when my world, again, turned upside down for a lot of reasons, but one of the things was I chose to breastfeed Emery, at least for the first few months of her life. And for my mamas on here who have breastfed, you know that breastfeeding happens at all hours of the night. And so this is where I kind of turned away from television. I was really into television for a very long time. I just really genuinely liked shows, and I've never been much of a movie person, but I did really used to like television shows. Until I had Emery, because I'd be up really, really late and it would be 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would turn on the television because I had to stay awake to breastfeed. And I realized, like, there's nothing on. Those are my dogs. I have 2. And they're very big. And loud. Okay. She had to say one more thing. May as well work, I guess, if she's gonna bark. May as well get some work done. Bark at those neighbors. You tell them. Get out of our lawn. Get out. They're not really on our lawn. They're just walking next to our yard, but it's fine. So, if you are somebody who knows and is awake at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know there is nothing on the television. Absolutely nothing. So I decided that, well, everyone at this point had been talking about YouTube, and why don't I try it? Let's see. So I did, and I turned on YouTube and I started watching some YouTube channels, and those happened to be a lot of beauty channels. I eventually started to broaden my horizon, but at first most of what I watched were beauty YouTubers, and I kind of got sucked into this world of makeup being used as an art form rather than a necessity. And I fell in love with this idea. I just thought it was the coolest thing in the whole world. And I love art. Again, I'm a theater person. Art is a part of my everyday life, but I've never been very good. Like, my stick figures would be embarrassing, if you understand what I mean. I'm not very good at drawing or painting or anything like that. I've always kind of considered myself good at makeup. I didn't do it very often. And I did a lot of stage makeup, and I was pretty good at that. But I never really learned beauty makeup. It kind of entered me into this whole world of makeup being an art form. And when I entered this world, now I haven't been able to turn away. And so, like, right now, here I am doing my makeup, and I just genuinely love to do it, which is why I'm here. So it started very small. I just would play with my foundation, and then I kind of went from there, and I started playing with a little bit of an eyeshadow and trying to do some, cut creases, and just experimented. When Emery was napping, right when I laid her down to go to bed, I wasn't really going anywhere because I had just had a baby, but I genuinely just fell in love with this hobby, and I'm so thankful for it now, kind of looking back on it, because I needed something. I had just had him. I knew a lot of my hobbies were going to change because I had a little munchkin to look after. And not that everyone's hobbies necessarily change, but I just knew I wasn't going to have as much time for other things. And I remember having such a hard time with the judgment from people when I would have a newborn and I would go places and my makeup was done, and they'd just be like, oh, I don't know how you had time to do your makeup. And it was kind of shocking. I'm like, first off, my husband and I have a very partnered relationship. My husband, woke up just as many times for Emery than I did at night. And my husband changed just as many diapers as I did. And that was something we decided. We went into parenthood knowing that this was something we both wanted. My husband wanted kids so much. And so he wanted to help. He wanted to be a part of their lives. He wanted to be, a partner in this relationship. And so he would have time to himself, and he would make sure I had time as a young mom to have time to myself. And honestly, it made the whole process so much easier. So I encourage you, if you are newly pregnant, or a new mom or a new dad, if you like to watch makeup videos, I don't know you. I think it's very important for you to advocate for yourself and make sure you have your mama time, because it will really help you from burning out. It's really going to help you actually have a healthier relationship with both your husband and your child, because you are still filling up your cup. Fill up your cup. Fill it up with coffee or water or something stronger, whatever you have to fill it up with. Fill up your cup, because you can't give from an empty cup, right? We've heard that cliche. It's so cliche, but it's true. It's so true. This is just a brightening cream. I've had this thing for so long. It was a sample too, and I should probably throw it away, but I'm not. You can't tell me what to do. No, I'm just kidding. That was so creepy. Oh, I don't know. It might be out now. This might be the end of the road for you, Jack. Hit the road. Oh, there she goes. So I'm just going to put this in my highlighted areas, the places I like to highlight myself here. For us, it worked, and he would let me go, and I didn't have time to run to the store or run and do this or run and do that. Really, for the most part, I would only have little chunks of time before I would have to go back and be a mama again, right? It wasn't always a long time. So I started to play with makeup. And again, I would start with just little things, just my eyes or just my skin or just this or just that. And any time it was like, oh, we're going somewhere. Again, Casey was so great about making sure he was very capable of changing her diaper, getting her dressed, doing all of that, which also helped me because I just genuinely enjoyed getting ready to go out so people could actually see the work that I did, right? Art is great, but if no one sees your artwork, it's just like, it's not as rewarding, right? Doesn't mean you don't do it, because I have done my makeup for just myself many times, but it sparked this desire and this love for makeup, something that I just never really thought I would enjoy. And I get it. It looks very superficial, and I'm probably going to get a lot of that. I have my, past 2 years of being, well, 2 years, almost 3 years of being a mom. And I get that, and I respect that. I do still have now a day job as well. And so that's where I wake up extra early to make sure that I have time to do my makeup, because it's something I genuinely enjoy doing as a me time. And I sit here and I drink my coffee and I put on a podcast, or I put on a book, or sometimes I watch a YouTube video, and it's just a me time. And I have just genuinely loved that. And I am a firm believer that if makeup is a mandatory thing for you, to either one, change your mindset and look at it as this is something that can be fun, or just stop doing it. Why waste your time and money for something that's you think is an expectation, right? When it's not really that important, right? In the grand scheme of things, we're not taking our makeup with us, right? So that's just something I have come to learn in the past very few years of my journey as a mother, but just even a journey as an adult woman who has felt like I haven't really given myself a lot of time. This part, I'm going to look a little crazy, sorry. This is me just kind of setting my face. By the way, also, I want to state that this video, you're going to look at it and be like, I can't spend that long doing my makeup. And I respect that. You can do your makeup fast. You don't have to do everything that I'm doing. This is what I do because, again, I enjoy it. I love it. Sitting here and doing my makeup, especially for you guys, is fun. I know it looks crazy. Don't judge me. I'm drinking my coffee. Like, this is what I've always through this passion of makeup. I've always thought a YouTube channel would be super fun. again, I'm a theater person, right? So, and I just love talking. I love talking. I love talking and I love people and I love to teach and I love, every job I've ever had some kind of educational background to it. I always thought a YouTube channel would be fun, but I never really had anything to make a YouTube channel about. So, and again, I'm in a market, if I stay in this beauty world, it's very saturated with so much stuff. I don't know what I can bring to the table that's different and unique. However, I am not really doing this because I want a big following and I want a lot of people or become famous. Actually, I really don't want that because I just don't think I would be very good at that. Anyway, but I'm like, even if I have a small following of like people who genuinely enjoy what I'm doing and the work, and even if it's just people I know, because I know a lot of people, and even if they can get something out of this, that's all I really care about. And not a lot of people believe that. But for me, that's genuinely what I care about. Next, gonna do them brows. Now, a lot of people would spend like all of their time on brows and not on their skin. Like everyone's different. Everyone has their things they genuinely enjoy. For me, I just want to get my brows done. I just hate doing my brows. So I don't spend very much time on them. I'm just taking like a ashy brown. It's more of an ashy brown eyeshadow color. There we go, powder. And I'm just gonna fill in my brows. And so maybe you have beautiful, flawless skin. I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. You're wonderful and beautiful and incredible. But I'm a little jealous. If you have wonderful, beautiful skin that you don't have to hide, because that's another thing through pregnancy, I have really been managing my acne, but I've just really had a hard time with hyperpigmentation. So if I don't wear foundation, my skin is just so red. And so for me, again, I enjoy foundation. I sometimes will just do my foundation and maybe a little bit of a highlight on my eye, and that's my day. For me, I just don't enjoy just eyeshadow, which for some people, that's their art form. So if you just want to do eyes, then just do your eyes, and that's awesome. But don't feel like what I do is obviously what you have to do. But for me, my advocation, what I'm here to be like, stand up for this, is just for you to find something in your routine that you really enjoy and to focus on that, and everything else isn't necessary. So I'm just gonna wipe my powder, blah, 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 my powder off my face. For me, it doesn't have to stay very, very long. I also decided for this video that I really just wanted to do my favorite eyeshadow look. So this is not going to be what I call the most fun look to do. It's not going to be colorful. It's not going to be crazy over the top. Again, I should also stress I'm not an artist and I'm still learning. So this is just what I do that I genuinely love and what works great for my eye shape. That's another thing, you have to learn your eye shape, right? So as you can see, I have so much room up here, and not a lot of people have that. A lot of people have, more hooded eyes. And so the looks that are going to be good for me like this aren't necessarily good for you like this, right? So I'm just taking a really, really light colored brown. I'm going to kind of swing it out this way. So my favorite eyeshadow look to do on myself is a matte nude smoky eye. Which you're like, what the heck is that? Well, you see here. Well, you see. I'm about to do it, so I'll show you. Hello, welcome back. A little zoomed in. I had to kind of make this up a little bit, but I wanted you to actually kind of see what I was doing because, it is a YouTube channel. So again, I'm just taking it. This is kind of more of a cool brown color. Again, doesn't matter what. I'm not really into like, oh, you need to buy this palette. Don't get me wrong, I would love to do palette reviews on this channel. I just think it would be super fun, and I love makeup and would love to do that. And I know they're really popular right now. You can do the same technique with whatever colors you have. So now I'm going with a little, just slightly darker brown. So, because again, this is a nude look. And kind of going into that crease. See, isn't that pretty? So I just took like I said, just a slightly darker brown. I kind of bring it out just a little bit because when I do my bronzer, it's gonna kind of go out to there. So this is a Morphe brush. It's like a blending brush. I'm taking like a little bit more of a tapered brush now and doing a darker brown. This one's a little bit more of a chocolatey brown. I'm just gonna do this outer corner. I'm really just gonna focus it here. However, as much as I love makeup, that's not my whole life. It's none of our whole lives, right? So I definitely want to do makeup. But like I said, I don't necessarily envision myself as a tutorial channel. Don't get me wrong, I would love to teach and I would love to. Here I am sitting here saying like, this isn't gonna be a tutorial. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, now focus this. And you know, I'm a teacher at heart, so I just can't help it. So I love to educate and I love to do that. However, there's a lot of things I'm really passionate about and I'm really hoping that we can, you know, grow together. And I also would love to know things that you would like to watch and things that you genuinely enjoy. I don't know if a vlog life will ever be my life just because my life's a little chaotic. I'm gonna go back in with my blending brush and just blend that corner. Mostly the end, just so it doesn't get, you know, crazy. Don't get crazy. But I'm hoping to at least have one makeup related video a week and then maybe doing a video that's just more conversational, maybe lifestyle, or I know not everyone loves lifestyle and I respect that. But again, I just feel like I am a mom. I have a lot of just random tips for people who are moms who are like, okay, what do I do when I have a toddler at my feet? What do I do? How do I do my skincare every night? So I have lots of like tips and tricks on like what I do and what works for my family. I'd love to share with you. Again, as we grow and as we learn, it may work for you and it may not work for you, and I totally respect that as well. But it's just what I do, and maybe it will spark a different idea for you. I'm gonna take more of a brush like this. Look at this brush. Look at this. And I'm just gonna take, it's kind of like a white color. It's a little bit more cream, but a white cream color. I'm just gonna pat that on my lid. Again, this is matte, so there's no sparkles in this look. So you can literally do everything that I just did with the browns and pat a sparkle color on your lid here and you'd be done, which is totally great. You can also fill this with concealer before you lay this down. For me, I don't really care that much as long as it's like a little lighter than the rest of my look. That's all I care about. The goal is just to really brighten up this inner eye. Back to my blending brush. Blending is literally what it's all about. It's all about the blend. You can make, honestly, any eyeshadows kind of work. Again, you can do drugstore, you can do luxury, whatever you have. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand. Some blend better than others, and I respect that. But if you take the time to blend it, anything can work. Most things can work, I should say. So now I'm just gonna go in with that darker brown, the one I have in my inner corner, and just kind of go a little ways under my eye. For me, I just don't feel like my look is complete if I don't have it done. And then I'm just gonna take that white color again, and I'm just gonna kind of pat it on that inner corner just to really brighten her up. Again, no sparkle, completely matte. And that, my friends, is our matte smoky eye. Now this has been my big hit of the year. It's the L'Oreal Air Volume Mega Mascara. It's so great. It's really a cute carton too. It's a new launch this year, which there was not very many new launches, as most makeup people might know, but it's just so pretty. I love the way it flares my lashes. Again, I have really light lashes, so any mascara makes my lashes better. I'm not like most people where it's like the minute you put color on them, see the difference. Like some people, you can at least see their lashes. Not me. So I hope after this video that if you are somebody who's like, I really want a hobby, or I really like makeup, but I just don't think, I'm too old now. Here I am, almost 31. And really my makeup journey started very late in my life. So I encourage you, and again, this is not a you should wear makeup video. The whole idea here is that find something that you love to do that just is so much fun for you and try to make it a part of your daily routine. And I think that is why I did fall in love with makeup and why makeup fit me so well, is because, again, makeup was already something I was doing every day, again, out of a desire that or an expectation, an obligation. And I no longer wanted it to be that. I wanted it to become something I genuinely enjoyed and had fun and wanted to do. So for you, maybe that's reading. Maybe it's like, but again, it has to be something that you find time and you must put into your schedule because that's what you deserve, right? So now we're back out. So now we're just gonna finish the rest of our skin. So this is the Marc Jacobs bronzer. For those of you who are into makeup, you knew the minute I held this up, like, oh, that's Marc Jacobs, because look at this big boy. Look at that big boy. So that's another thing. I love bronzer. I think that's why I spend so much time on my face, because I love bronzer so much. I love it so much. So I'm actually gonna go back in with I didn't really talk about my Honest Beauty cream blush. I love cream blush. I've been using cream blush for a really long time. Very recently with the cream bronzer, but I love my cream blush. Cream blush. Okay, easy for me to say. But what I love about this cream blush, of course, I'm going in with the wrong beauty blender. Let's pull the blue one back out. Shall we? I love it because it will go on top of powders too. You can't do this just with any blush because it will destroy anything you have. Okay, so now I'm gonna use my Pixi Milk Hydrating Milk Mist. This just feels so great. And on top of it, it takes all that powder I've been putting on my face and just melts it into your skin. So it's like one of my must-have stages. It just feels so good. In the summer, oh man, I just love summer is probably my favorite time to do makeup. Don't get me wrong, I love a good fall. You know, this look would totally work in the fall or in the winter, since it's winter and I'm wearing it right now. I'm gonna use a Wet n Wild highlight because I love me some drugstore stuff. I really do. And that's the thing, I have a little mix of luxury, but for the most part, like my day-to-day. And here's the deal with me, because again, I'm just starting my YouTube channel. So I don't have PR. That's what I was kind of saying way back when I mentioned doing reviews. I would love to do reviews. Reviews would be so fun for me, but I just don't think reviews are gonna be something I'm gonna be able to do for a little while because it's gonna be all my own money. So again, of course, I'm optimistic and would love for this to go somewhere, and you know that this isn't just a hobby for me, that this becomes something that I can at least like put back into my channel with, you know, like again, it doesn't have to monetarily like come back and completely change my life. That's not really what I'm looking for. I mean, I'm not gonna complain if it does, but for me, it's just like if it can support itself, right? It's my goal, so that I can do it and not feel bad about it. So yes, ideally, I would love to be able to go and get some of these new releases and new products, or how awesome would it be to be on a PR list? That would be amazing, but that's just not my life right now, and that's okay. So for me, I don't want to really stress on becoming a review channel just because right now it's just not going to be don't get me wrong, the products I do have are drugstore. I will give you all the reviews you need because I love me drugstore makeup. 10 out of the 12 months of the year, I'm usually using drugstore because after Christmas, I go and buy my new stuff, and once it runs out. Now, this year I really tried to get the big stuff where I felt like it was gonna actually last a little bit for me, rather than in the past I would just like kind of spend money on like a mascara and then a foundation that was only gonna last for a couple months too. So this time I really tried to spend my money wisely, so it would be things that would last a little longer. So kind of with this look, I really like a nude lip because to kind of go with everything else. But right now, I don't have lipstick down here because usually I do my makeup upstairs and now I'm down here. So I'm actually going to, but that's okay because this is literally what I've done the past few days. So it's not like not me, because again, this is more about my favorite makeup look today. I'm gonna go back in with that Honest cream blush, and I'm just gonna use that and tap it onto my lips. So pretty. And it's a very natural, very pretty. There's one more kind of step that I'm going to do here, and this is my SPF. So this is something I use to apply throughout the day. So, but I always like to kind of start my day. This is the Tarte, I believe. Because I am really, like I said, I'm really trying to take care of my skin. And you can, like for those of you who know me, my skin has come such a long way. But because I'm using such, I would say, powerful products in order to repair so much skin damage I've had over the years. Don't get me wrong, we should always be wearing a lot of SPF. Even more so because I'm using a lot of products that without SPF, I would really hurt my skin, which isn't the goal. That's not the goal. So my makeup journey kind of leads me here. My very first YouTube video. I did it! I can't believe it. I can't even tell you, like, I'm not gonna get emotional, but I have just dreamed about doing this for so long. And again, I just don't even care if I only get 3 views, I only get 3 views. Like, that's incredible to me because I just have wanted to do this for so long. And I just always talked myself out of it and I always got scared. So I'm just really proud of myself because I just went for it today. And I hope that I continue to go for it and that I just do what I love to do, which is do makeup and talk to you guys. Like I said, I have a lot of really fun plans for this channel. I really wanted to grow and become and grow not just in like numbers, right? I wanted to grow and blossom into material and content that I genuinely support and love. We'll make a video a week and then maybe doing another video where I talk about something else, the tips or tricks, maybe talking about my faith. I'm kind of thinking about like coffee with Kendra on the days where I'm not doing my makeup, you know what I mean? So if you have any ideas what I should call my makeup time, makeup with Kendra, that kind of sounds stupid. That's stupid. It's a dumb idea. Sorry for those of you who think stupid's a bad word. I don't mean it that way. I'm just so thankful that you guys are here and that for any support you may have, please leave any comments down below. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me today. I hope you guys come back and join me again. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful day and I hope you find something to smile about.